7 ways to help you choose the neighborhood you want to live in. For over 24 years, I've dedicated my life to bring you the very best marketing skills, innovation, and negotiating strategies for your properties to net you the best possible price in the least amount of time for you and your family. Welcome to the Robert Erickson Show. Welcome to the Robert Erickson Show. We appreciate you watching. So what are the 7 things you should look at and research before you choose to buy a home in that neighborhood? Now, a home is important, clearly. However, the neighborhood where you buy the home is also important, and it could determine the future value of that home. So what is the history of the neighborhood? Have there been any landslides? That could be probably something you should look at. But the value of your home is really dependent upon the growth of the neighborhood, where the neighborhood has gone. What is the idea of the neighborhood? What's the reputation of the neighborhood? That is important as well. Number 1 is, what are the recent sales in the market? Is the market going up? Is it going down? Now, you can find this out by your local real estate agent, or you can look at market trends. There is a website that I've used a lot. It is called Market Trends, and basically it says in a particular neighborhood, you can put in the zip code and find out, are the homes selling for more money than they did last year or less? Number 2 is, are the homes appreciating in the neighborhood? Now, nationwide, I think the average this last 4 years has been about 6 to 8%. However, in Los Angeles, some areas are 50% increase in the sales price. Average is around 27% in Los Angeles. So if you're choosing a neighborhood and the homes aren't really going up in value, that's probably not going to work out for you in the future. So again, look at the market trends. And of course, as your real estate agent, I can go back in history and see what the recent sales were, see what the sales were a year ago, and even 4 years ago, to find out what the future possibly will bring. Number 3, and that is, what are the schools in the neighborhood? Now, you may not have kids, may not even want kids, but the idea of the schools in the neighborhood is very important for a lot of people. So the school scores you can find out online. Now, the school that may be close to the house may not be the school in that district. It may be in a completely different district. So you need to find out, what is that school in the score, and are you in the preferred district for the area that you are buying into? Also very critical. So the location of that school isn't necessarily the one that's in the district where you're buying. Number 4 is the crime in the neighborhood. Now, there's different websites you can go to. You could look up the police report. I'm sure they have a website for that. But it's just a reminder, as you know, we live in a big city, and cars are going to get broken into. There's going to be, an accident that happened, or a thievery or a robbery. But, clearly, if there's a lot of it, you're going to need to be aware of that. But just as a reminder, go ahead, do a little research, and find out what's most important for you and the neighborhood that you choose to buy in. Number 5 is, who lives in the community? Now, the only thing that I can personally say is, why don't you go to the local Starbucks or the coffee shop, order a coffee? Why don't you go to the local grocery store and just see, do you feel comfortable with who may be possible your neighbor? Buying a home is a hard job, let's face it. So number 6 is, go to the open houses, find out who also is looking in that neighborhood, maybe chat up a couple who are looking in that neighborhood and find out what they have seen as well. So really cover all your bases. Now, obviously, a price point is going to be a determining factor of the neighborhood you can choose in, but is that price point the one that everybody's buying into right now, or is it the price point that people don't want anymore? At any rate, that is number 6. Finally, number 7, and that is, what is the zoning of the house that you want to buy? Now, it's very important because the zone R2 right now in Los Angeles, there is no restrictions in building. So the developers are tearing down the homes that are there, or the duplex that is there, and building a single family home. Those zone R2 are getting a lot more money than a zone R1. Now, zone R1 could possibly indicate that there's all just single family homes and not multiple units in the neighborhood, which is kind of cool too. Now, also in zone R1, there's something that's called an ADU. Areas do actually allow you to build an auxiliary dwelling unit. If that's the case, there's a lot of upside potential on that property that you could build out Airbnb if the laws require or let you do that in that neighborhood. So at any rate, give me a call. I'd love to go over all of the information that's going to help you make the right decision for the home that you want.